This is Newcap News with Michaela Henshaw.
Good evening. The City of Lloydminster has a new Chief Financial Officer. Denise McDonald is taking on the position, bringing more than 20 years of municipal experience, particularly in Vermilion. Staying to the point in all matters will be her focus as she manages city budgets and year-end financial statements.
Finance people are pretty black and white, and my job is to present the numbers to council and let them make a decision on behalf of those numbers.
McDonald's introduction to council was last week's finalizing of the tax increase, which is a solid start in absorbing information.
Be a sponge and learn everything that's happening and try to find efficiencies and try to implement the strategic plan that council's put forward.
And work on the city's 2019 budget begins this summer. The Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center will see some renovations, and the city's long-standing agreements with ATCO will continue. Our Josh Ryan has more from City Hall.
City Council is moving forward with the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center exterior building project after awarding the contract to Bexon Construction. This will help improve appearance and insulation value, which will then in turn lower utility costs.
The important part of any building in this city that the city owns is maintaining the building, ensuring that the building is maintained for as long life and longevity that we can give it. So I think this is a very added feature to the building. It'll update it.
Council also passed second and third reading for standing agreements to continue with ATCO Electric and ATCO Gas. The electric agreement lasts 10 years, with gas going for an additional 2.
ATCO Gas's contract was actually for 12 years with additional renewals proposed as well. So it certainly it's a housekeeping business relationship, but we want to ensure that everyone understands it in the public and that nothing gets signed behind closed doors at council. The contracts that we enter into affect the entire city, and we want to make sure people understand that.
And a public hearing was held for the new land use bylaw, which deals mainly in changes from cannabis legislation. No residents present at council voiced objections when given the opportunity. Josh Ryan, Newcap News, City Hall.
Well, cleanup efforts are ongoing after vandals tagged parts of Bud Miller Park and surrounding areas over the weekend. Benches, playground equipment, and even some vehicles were all defaced on Saturday, resulting in lengthy cleanup efforts this morning.
If you just think about all the time that it's going to take and then the resources for the materials just to clean that all up, that and just the defacing of, public property, people just showing disrespect, that's just a larger issue in and of itself.
Kersinger is encouraging anyone affected by the vandalism to report it to the Lloydminster RCMP to help with the investigation.
If you are a victim of this, it's always a good idea to contact the RCMP, letting us know. You may think that it's something small and trivial and it doesn't matter, but in the larger picture, your place, your victimization might be the missing link that we need to try and draw an investigation to a conclusion.
Well, starting in September, Lakeland College will be offering classes from a completely different school as part of a collaboration with Northern Lakes College. Lakeland College will be offering an academic upgrading program from Slave Lake's Northern Lakes College. The program is aimed for adults with an education level between 4th and 9th grade.
Individuals can move into productive employment or even move on to post-secondary education into completing a certificate or a diploma or even moving on to university at some point in time.
Classes will go from September until January and again in February until June. The program will offer 4 classes: math, science, communication, and social studies.
You're not reinventing the wheel. You're offering something that is already tried, tested, and true, and that's what Northern Lakes College brings to Lakeland College.
There is also an information session on Tuesday at the Lloydminster campus from noon until 5. And 20 years ago marked a major merger between the Alberta Fire Training School and Lakeland College. And as we see in this week's retrospect, since then, the Emergency Training Center in Vermilion has become a trailblazer in education for first responders.
It was a day of new beginnings, a day to ring in a new session of classes at the Alberta Fire Training School, and the first day of a new partnership. April 1st marked the first official day of the merger between AFTS and Lakeland College. Officials from both institutions were on hand for the small celebration. But while the afternoon event may have been largely a quiet affair, its implications are not.
We thank you for going through this major merger of sorts, and we just wish you all the very best.
We're able to share administration, share resources, share experiences. It's a win-win situation.
And in 2004, the Lakeland Emergency Training Center became its own school within the college, making it the first program of its kind.
Where we really took off academically by having certificate programs, diploma programs, and also an applied degree in emergency services, which was the first one in Canada.
The merge with academics also allowed the school to expand their reach. Today, the Emergency Training Center sees up to 4,000 individuals a year who can then take their skills global.
Has helped us to grow and maintain integrity, professionalism, and also quality of training world-class firefighters with professional qualifications which will stand them in good stead to get a job anywhere around the world.
While the foundation of firefighting has remained the same, the program has evolved with technology over the past 2 decades, helping enhance performance on the front line.
Being more safety conscious, more efficiencies, newer products, but the basics of firefighting are still the same.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, a Holy Rosary High School student is getting a chance to live her dream, receiving a volleyball scholarship to a university in Texas. Renzel Horner hugged her parents after signing a volleyball scholarship to Wayland Baptist University, a top 10 NAIA university in Texas.
It's crazy. Not everyone gets this opportunity.
An opportunity that she's incredibly thankful to her coaches for.
Yeah, you learn something new from every coach that you have, and everyone that has coached me has put a little bit into me, so I have them to thank for everything.
Horner has been preparing for this day since she was only 13 years old. In the past 5 years, she played for the Lloydminster Wrestlers and the year played for the U18 Assiniboia Renegades. Texas wasn't her only option as she received multiple offers from different universities.
There's quite a few. I talked to probably about 10 over the last 5 years. There's 2 in the end goal that I had to choose from. It was Texas or New Jersey, and I chose Texas because of everything's big in Texas.
Renzel will be joining Wayland Baptist University for the upcoming season. Lloydminster's minor baseball and softball program is vast. A lot of the teams vying for provincial gold, and if this past weekend is any indication, its Bantam AA baseball team has a real shot at the title as long as its players stay strong. Lance Phillips with more.
To say the Bantam AA Twins had a successful weekend of games would be an understatement. Entering Sunday's final, Lloydminster had earned wins against Battleford, Munster, and Humboldt. And after 7 innings, Battleford and Lloydminster were tied at 8, and it didn't take long for the Twins to add to their already successful season.
The Twins program, the way these kids have played so much ball in the last 3 or 4 years, and now last year we added fall ball to it. So even our boys that don't have AA experience played fall ball. So they played ball right till the end of November. So definitely we're excited for where this team can hopefully get to.
Despite the win, Sunday's final wasn't exactly the type of game the Twins are known for. 5 runs scored off wild pitches and errors on the field that nearly cost them a win.
Today wasn't our greatest game, this last inning, our last game here. When we're hot, our bats are hot, and we're hitting runs in. We don't need wild pitches usually.
Our bats are really good. We score a lot of runs, and normally our fielding's pretty good, but today we just weren't mentally in it.
We had a lot of mental errors out there today. It was nice to come away with a win, but we have a lot to work on after the way we played today.
Maybe the mental fatigue is to be expected. 4 games in 2 days is a lot of baseball, and it's been that way for 3 straight weekends. A tough way to open a season for players who until 3 weeks ago hadn't seen game action in 5 months.
Yeah, I think it's like we played a lot of ball and we were up early twice this weekend, and most kids don't go to bed till like 11 and wake up at 7.
It's a combination of it's the last game of a busy weekend, and kids get a little unfocused, and they're 14 and 15-year-old kids. So, it's a dedicated young group of kids, and I know that whatever mistakes we made out there today, we'll learn from them and get better because of it.
This is Newcap Weather with Gerard Lampau.
Welcome to it, everyone. So pretty much we're seeing that it's hot sun, a mix of sun and cloud. There's promise of some showers, and especially going into May long, we're always, looking at that kind of thing. And are there showers around? Maybe Tuesday, not Monday as yet, although that too can change. But let's see what we're dealing with for the next 24 hours. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves and leave it be for now. And you can see the precipitation is missing us. It's well to the north there, and it's just the movement of cloud cover across the region and the dominance of a ridge of high pressure. Look where the jet stream is in relation to everything else there. Just a lot of warmth, a lot of heat energy on the prairies, building constantly, and honestly, high 20s, near 30-degree weather, and we're looking at that for tomorrow. Look at these numbers. 28s, Marwayne, ourselves, 26 for Vermilion. Even in this hour, Vermilion is already hitting that 28, and that heat comes this way tomorrow. 29 out to Vegreville, 28 in Edmonton, 25 up to Lac La Biche. That's what you're looking at come tomorrow. 28 around Wainwright, Provost, Macklin areas there, heading out to Maidstone as well. 27 in Meadow Lake. So 21 is probably the coolest on the bunch for tomorrow there. It's going to be a hot one. Stay hydrated. Keep the sunscreen close at hand. Let's head across the country then. A mix of sun and cloud in Vancouver for 23, 26 in Edmonton, 12 out to Whitehorse, 1 in overcast skies in Yellowknife, 23, mainly sunny to partially cloudy at times in Regina. Well, the heat is on in Winnipeg, 19 and mainly sunny skies. We'll see how the hockey plays out there. 20, mainly sunny in Toronto, similar skies in Quebec for 21, 10 in Halifax, but mainly sunny, and 6 in St. John's. And out to Iqaluit, some light flurries there for -7. Back on the prairies then, we're at 26, some cloud cover, partially cloudy to cloudy at times in the Battlefords and area. Could see 11 on the overnights, and then looking for 28 come tomorrow. Mainly sunny, very warm there, no meaningful precipitation at all there, saying 0 on that graphic there, and winds anywhere from 17, let's round it off, 15 to 30 kilometers per hour. Heading to Cold Lake and parts of the Lakeland region now, we're at 24, could see 10 in the early hours of tomorrow morning, and then 26 tomorrow as your daytime high. Mainly sunny skies, winds west and northwest largely, anywhere from 15 to 30 kilometers per hour to round it off. We're at 26 in Lloydminster, Vermilion, Wainwright, Provost areas, looking for 12 in the early hours of the morning, and then 28 tomorrow as our daytime high. And a subtle shift to the northwest, but that doesn't mean that we'll shy away from that 28. If some more of those warmer pockets are able to mix down, we might even see 29 come tomorrow, but mainly sunny for the bulk of it. And similar to what we've seen today, just a movement of cloud cover and maybe a touch of haze in there. So sunscreen and stay hydrated. 24 on Wednesday, a few degrees cooler than 17 on Thursday. That's a meaningful change, or you can argue it's just a return to the seasonal average. How much rain is out there? Maybe 2, maybe 5 millimeters. At the moment, it doesn't look like a whole bunch. Then 20 on Friday, 22 Saturday, 25 Sunday, 28 for the holiday Monday, and maybe some showers overnight Monday to Tuesday morning. We'll see how it plays out. That's the next 7 days there. Michaela, back to you for agriculture.
Well, there's nothing like personal experiences to make life lessons sink in, and Gerard Lampau learns about horse safety from a presenter who knows it firsthand.
But if one starts running, they dominate. They all go.
Kathy Dunsmore talks about the herd instinct. She was speaking on horse safety to grade 4s at Farm Safety Day. She has worked with kids in the 4-H program and has been around horses all her life.
And my belief is when you train horses right and you train kids right, there's less accidents.
Even though this bike is now her companion, that did not stop her from coming to share her real-life experience. On March 9th, she was out riding her horse when they came upon some cows.
A bunch of cows came in, and cows, just like horses, they had 2 ears on us, and he got a panic attack, and he slipped and fell, and when he stood up, he stepped on me.
Dunsmore was wearing all her protective gear, including a helmet. In hindsight, she says she could have got off sooner, but it was an accident. Luckily, she had help.
Well, most important, I had my daughter with me, and you never ride alone, never ride your bike alone, right? Partners are good. Have a cell phone if you have, because she called as soon as it happened. She called my husband.
She has some quick pointers for the kids.
Watch a horse's ears. They're always showing where their emotion is at. Wherever their ears are, their eyes are. And so if they're really pointing a direction, I'm actually going to look that direction to see what they're looking at.
Dunsmore says if the ears are going back and forth, they're on calm mode. If the head's down low and the ears are totally flat out, they could be having a nap. So approach using lots of calm talking so that you don't startle the horse from sleep. She says it's important to keep your hand on the horse.
Always touch the horse. When I had my wreck with my horse, I could feel his heart rate through all that commotion. And I had wind pants, ski pants, and overalls on.
Dunsmore says the most important thing about horses is to learn before getting on.
Horses have two blind spots. Because they have eyes on the side of their head, they can't see right smack dab in the middle.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.